Good afternoon, everyone. We are live again from Sakra World Hospital today, and we have our expert with us, Dr. Shushma Rani, who is a senior consultant nephrology in the Department of Renal Science. Welcome, ma'am, for this live session. So today, ma'am is going to talk about diabetic kidney diseases. So let's hear from ma'am. Why is it so important for everybody to know about this disease pattern and create some awareness around this? Welcome, ma'am.
Hello.
So, if you could start with why is it so important and give a little bit of introduction about what diabetic kidney diseases are.
See, diabetes is one of the commonest disease which is seen these days because of whatever the hereditary factors and the lifestyle that we lead. Okay, and majority of the complications which are brought by the diabetes can be to some extent sorted or prevented if you take a preventive measures.
Okay.
One of the commonest side effect of the diabetes is, or a complication of a diabetes is the diabetic kidney disease. Okay, if this is identified early and if it is treated and certain preventive measures are taken care of, then you can prevent a kidney failure, which is a severe condition or a severe complication of diabetes. So that's the reason it becomes very important.
So the implications are very, very massive.
Yeah.
And very, very severe. Well, thank you so much. And now we'll take one of a few questions which were asked to us by our viewers. First question is, how does diabetes cause kidney diseases?
Okay. So one of the complications of the diabetes is, I said, it affects the kidneys and it causes a diabetic kidney disease. Medically, this diabetic kidney disease is called as a diabetic nephropathy. Okay. Basically, what diabetes does is it damages the cells of the body as well as the blood vessels. Your kidneys are nothing but a filters, you know.
Right.
Kidneys are made up of almost 1 million filters in each kidney. These filters are called as a glomerulus. Okay. These filters or glomerulus are nothing but a bunch of very fine, delicate blood vessels, which we call it as capillaries.
Alright.
So when I say diabetes affects the blood vessels, obviously, so kidney will be a susceptible organ for the damage.
Right.
So when these filters or the blood vessels get damaged, so they become leaky, and then the damage leads to a kidney failure.
What are the initial symptoms that somebody can actually identify that yes, probably it's time to see a doctor?
In the early stages, somebody might not have any symptoms at all. You just, because somebody is a diabetic, you go to the doctor for your regular health checkup and you do your urine and a blood test, and you may figure out that there is an early involvement of the kidneys. So in the early signs, one has to be do it preemptively. You might not have a signs and symptoms. If we are talking about the signs and symptoms, okay, the commonly seen are, first and foremost, is the blood pressure. Say, for example, somebody is a diabetic, reasonably under control, and things are going on fine, and their blood pressure becomes uncontrolled all of a sudden, or the blood pressure, new onset of high blood pressure. So then you should suspect whether there is any kidney involvement. That is one of the commonest thing. And the second thing is people may have protein leakage in the urine.
All right.
Okay, and they may have a frothy urination.
Okay, so texture of the urine can be one of the signs probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then the frequency of a urine may be more in the night time. People may develop swelling in the legs, swelling in the ankle, puffiness of the face. If it progresses, then on walking, they may pant for a breath. There may be a breathing difficulty. And then appetite, they may lose their appetite. There may be a nausea. There may be a itchy skin. So all these signs and symptoms are during the course of progression of diabetic nephropathy.
Right. What causes kidney failure?
Okay, the thing is, like I told you, the diabetes causes a damage of the blood vessels. The kidneys are made up of nothing but a bunch of these blood vessels called as a filters. Right. To begin with, it starts as a protein leakage, and if it is uncontrolled, the damage worsens, okay, and all the filters are involved, and this will lead to a total failure of the organ per se.
All right.
Okay, this is if it is a diabetic kidney disease. And now, just because somebody is a diabetic and just because somebody is having a diabetic kidney disease doesn't mean that it is always a diabetes which causes a kidney failure.
It's not always the diabetes.
It is not always, though majority of the times it is diabetes. Say if somebody is in a sepsis or somebody develops a severe kind of any infection, say kidney infection per se, or if they develop any stones, or if there is any obstruction to the urinary tract, urinary flow tract, or if the people take over the counter pill, especially the painkillers,
Right.
or some kidney toxic medicines like native medicines, okay, all these factors can also contribute to the kidney failure in the diabetics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next question is, how long does it take for a diabetes to completely destroy your kidneys?
Okay. See, even before somebody is diagnosed to be a diabetes, right? Even before that, almost couple of prior to that, the changes in the kidney would have started.
Okay.
Okay, what we call it as a hyperfiltration stage. The kidneys will start filtering more, and then comes a stage wherein somebody is diagnosed to be having a diabetes. Okay, and once somebody makes a diagnosis of diabetes, and therein from then onwards, if not taken care properly, so then this blood vessel damage and the protein leakage starts. Within say about 4 to 5 years, people will start losing protein, what is called as a microalbumin, the smallest particle of the albumin, microalbumin in the urine. Okay. And then down the lane, couple of years, their blood pressure starts going up. Not controlled. Okay, then there will be a larger molecules of a protein, what we call it as a albuminuria. Okay, that will start. Okay, and then gradually the creatinine starts going up, wherein the filtration capacity of the kidney starts coming down.
Reducing.
When we call it as a kidney failure has set in. Unchecked, this progresses to total failure.
Complete failure. Right. Now the question is say somebody already has been, and for quite some time he's been suffering through this, is it reversible?
Early stages, yes, if you recognize, this can be reversed. At the still the stage of microalbuminuria, what we call it as, right? So if it is identified and treated aggressively, yes, this is reversible.
Provided it's diagnosed in the early phases.
Correct.
Right.
But once we lose that phase, it doesn't mean that it is not treatable. We can treat it. The rate of progression of the disease, the diabetic kidney disease, definitely can be controlled. It can be slowed down if necessary precautions are taken and treated properly.
Right. So now the question is, how does it how do you do that? How is it treated?
Okay. So first and foremost is it is a diabetes, you treat diabetes.
So first address the diabetes.
1, 2, 3, diabetes. You need to control the blood sugars. When I say controlling the blood sugars, so we need to understand one thing. It is a holistic approach. It is not only a medicine which is going to help. Okay. So one is medicine. Second thing is a dietary compliance, good eating habits. Okay. And a prescribed dietary prescription needs to be implemented. And the third thing is exercise activity and physical activity and the habits. Okay. So all these come under the treatment of a diabetes, the first and foremost. Second thing is a high blood pressure. Invariably, people with the diabetes will have associated high blood pressure, or during the course of illness, the diabetics will develop a high blood pressure. Okay. So a good control of a high blood pressure is equally important to protect the kidney. Okay. Right. So one is control of a diabetes or a blood sugars. Second thing is control of a blood pressure to the optimal levels. Once again, I say control of a blood pressure. There is medicines to it which you need to follow, and again a lifestyle and diet which you need to follow. Sure. Okay. Third thing is there are certain kidney protective medicines which we use. They are called as ACE inhibitors and ARBs. These group of medicines are time tested and proven that they slow the progression of the kidney disease, especially the diabetic kidney disease. So we start people on these group of medicines. Okay. Sure. Last but not the least, a diet and a exercise activity or a healthy lifestyle. So these are what are the things which needs to be done. Similarly, there are certain don'ts which they need to follow. Okay, like not taking over-the-counter medicines, no self-medications, native medicines. So these group of medicines are time-tested and proven to be harmful for the kidneys. So already diabetic kidneys are sensitive. So consumption of these will lead to worsening of the kidney damage.
Right. We were speaking about lifestyle changes and dietary plans. Can you tell some of our viewers which are the food items which can actually trigger or probably worsen the situation, or probably some of the food items which can repair the damage which has been done?
Actually, there is no one food which can repair the kidney disease per se or a diabetes per se, but you need to have a proper prescription from your nephrologist or a diabetologist, and you need to consult your dietitian or a clinical nutritionist to understand what are the food portions which needs to be taken and in what portion that needs to be. One is the food items which can be included or which are not to be included, and then the quantum of the food. Both of them actually matter. Okay, so they will tell you what are the food substances which are high in a glycemic index. Okay, glycemic index high in the sense that immediately post consumption the blood sugar quickly shoots up. So
Right.
what are those food items needs to be avoided.
But however, is there any thumb rule in terms of these are the food avoid, these are the food probably you can take? There are no thumb rule as such.
For diabetics, yes, all those easily digestible sugars, right, like your sweets,
Right.
okay, and the sugar per se, honey, these substances are to be better avoided.
Avoid it.
Okay,
Okay.
they to be avoided. So what means simple sugars are to be avoided, and the complex sugars in the form of complex carbohydrates, they can be included in your diet, and that will be told to you how to include them.
Right. We are coming toward the end of this session. Before we log out, ma'am, I have one last question for you. And it's also an opportunity for the viewers that if you have another few questions, before we say bye to ma'am, we'll take those questions if it comes right on time. So the last question is, since we're talking about diabetes, one of the go-to medicine is insulin. But again, there is a myth around that insulin can damage the kidneys. So how far it holds true?
No. In fact, insulin is very essential for our cellular function. Whatever the
Right.
food that we consume, right? Finally, they are broken down, and finally it is converted into energy and utilized by the cells of the body. Okay, for this sugar to be converted and utilized as an energy, we need this insulin. Without an insulin, body cannot function. And on the contrary, I'll tell you one more thing. If in the early stages of the diabetes, people are treated with oral hypoglycemic agents. What I mean to say is tablets.
All right.
Okay, and in certain diseases or when the complications are more, we put people on the insulin. Okay, so more so in the people who have already developed a kidney damage or who are in the early stages of a kidney failure. In fact, insulin is a better drug to control a blood sugar rather than these tablets,
other
other
oral
medicines.
medications.
Yeah, so insulin per se is definitely not harmful for the body or for the kidney. It is beneficial. In fact.
It's beneficial. All right. Thank you for busting that myth.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us for this session. We will come back with another informative session for you very soon. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.